Hello everyone, welcome to the discussion of Spearman's rank correlation. This is the last topic of Unit 4 of Correlation and Regression Analysis. Charles Edward Spearman, a British psychologist, he has developed a formula to obtain the rank correlation coefficient in 1904. He has tried to establish the rank correlation coefficient between the ranks of n individuals in two or more variables. So let's understand what is actually rank correlation and where we cannot do the Pearson correlation coefficient. Rank correlation are usually applicable for qualitative types of data. Some of the variable or some of the items which cannot be measured in terms of number, though we can give a kind of ordinal responses, like we can rank them. Suppose, for example, who is the most intelligent student in the class? There is no fixed rule which we can apply, like we cannot assign a number, though we can actually rank the student according to their level of intelligence. Another example can be the engagement level of the students or the motivation. You can motivate the most motivated employee of your company. Though nowadays we are trying to scale them by different types of scale, like Likert scale and all, to measure these qualitative types of data. But one easy way to give a kind of reference is to rank them. Therefore, rank correlation is applicable to the types of data which are qualitative in nature. For example, beauty. Beauty is something which cannot be directly measured in numbers, though we can rank according to our preferences. So, in this type of qualitative phenomena, we normally don't use, or we can't use, Pearson correlation coefficient. In those type of situation, we use rank correlation, which is developed by Spearman. Suppose in a class there are some students and two faculty have actually given them rank according to their intelligence. We can always find out whether there is a relationship between the judgment of the two faculty. And that can be done by using the formula called RS, which is R is normally correlation coefficient, RS is Spearman rank correlation, which is equals to 1 minus 6 sigma di square divided by n cube minus n. D is the difference between the rank given by two people, or given for one unit there are two ranks, what is the difference? And n is the number of individuals or unit. In a cooking contest or in a flower show contest or in an interview where we are selecting, we normally use rank correlation coefficient. Or even if the data are irregular or extreme items or erratic or inaccurate, we try to rank and then we try to find whether there is a relation or not. So let's take an example and see how to calculate Spearman rank correlation. Though these data, you might argue with me that marks in economics and marks in accountancy, how it is quite quantitative nature. Yes, you are right. But just for the sake of understanding the method, we have taken one example where the numbers are given, and based on that, how actually we can rank, and then further analyze what is the meaning of rank correlation. So there are two series of data is given. One is X, which is marks in accountancy, and one is Y, which is marks in economics is X and marks in accountancy is Y. Now we started giving the rank. There is a question always arises in our mind. Should I give the first rank to the highest number, or should I give the lowest rank to the highest number? It depends on the nature of the data. Suppose you are ranking the student based on how much they are irregular based on the number of absences. So definitely the student who is having highest number of absentee days, he will get as the lowest rank. On the other hand, suppose we are trying to find who is the most engaged students based on their regular responses. So the student who will have the highest number of responses, he will get the highest rank or rank number 1. So to summarize, if the data, depending on the nature of what you are actually trying to measure, the rank should be given to the number, first rank should be given to the highest number or to the lowest number. Now to come back to this particular question, marks in economics, you always know the student who scored the highest marks should get the rank 1. So let's just go to this series or to the column of X and we will see who has got the highest rank. So 72 is the highest marks. We have given the rank as 1. Followed by 62 rank 2. Followed by the next person who is 63rd rank. 56 is the 4th rank. 52 5th rank, and like that all these 9 students we have given their rank from 1 to 9, giving the highest marks to the first rank and the lowest marks to the 9th rank. Similar way we'll now rank for the marks in accountancy. The highest rank obtained by the student is this is 78 and this is my first rank in accountancy. Similar way, we will find the second one is 70 and then we have given all the people and the who has secured the marks 31, he is getting the last rank or the 9th rank. So what we are basically trying to find out whether there is a relationship between the marks obtained in economics and the marks obtained in accountancy. Once I got R1 and R2, which are the rank for these 2 marks, we will find the difference between the rank. D is equals to R1 minus R2. Now, one thing to note here, which one you will take as R1 and which one you will take as R2, there is no hard and fast rule. You can take any one as R1 and any other one as R2. So 6 minus 4 is 2, 3 minus 1 is 2, 1 minus 3 is minus 2, 9 minus 9 is 0. Similar way we have calculated all the difference of the rank. Now we are taking the square. Since we are taking the square, whether which one you are taking as first or second rank, it does not make a difference. But you should have a consistency. If you are taking the first column as your rank 1, you should follow the same thing for all the values. I've calculated the square of each rank and I have got the summation of D square is equals to 40. Let's apply the formula. The formula is 1 minus 6 sigma D square divided by n cube minus n. N is the number of pairs of observation. So 1 minus 6 into 40, n is 9, 9 cube minus n. So 1 minus 240 by 720 is coming as 0.667. So how is the relationship between the marks of economics and accountancy? It's a moderate correlation. The same rule how to judge whether there is a high or low correlation for Pearson correlation coefficient, same rule will be applied here also. So I mean to say if it is more than 0.7, you can say high correlation. If the correlation coefficient is between 0.5 to 0.7, you can say moderate correlation, and then less than 0.5, low correlation or negligible correlation. Now there is another question coming to our mind, which is if the ranks are repeated, then there is a correction in the Spearman rank correlation formula. So let's see, the formula is RK, which is the Spearman formula, 1 minus 6 sigma D square. Now we will add the correction factor. how many times the ranks are repeated in each column, we have to keep a count. Suppose 3 ranks are similar, so this value of M1 will be 3. Suppose 2 ranks are similar for the Y series, so we'll keep that is as a M2 value as 2. And then all this we will adjust and then we will find the value of the rank correlation. Let's see this thing with an example. Find the rank correlation between the length of services in month and the productivity in hours after ranking them. So in this question, again, the ranks are not given. Service length is given in days and then productivity is given in hours. Let's see, we will first rank the first column, which is the service length X. Now, length more, who is working more number of days definitely should have a rank of 1. So 80 days we are getting rank 1. Next value is 60, who is getting the rank 2. Next value is 40, which is rank 3. 28, rank 4. Now there is a number 20. Here, again, this is a repetition. So I have already ranked till 4. So therefore, my next rank should be 5 and the next one should be 6. Both this rank, if I take an average, I'll get the rank as 5.5. Therefore, I have assigned the rank 5.5. But I have adjusted how many values? 2 values. So you keep a note that the adjustment values are 2. Therefore, my M1 will be 2, which in my next slide, I'll see how I have adjusted the formula. Let's now go back to the Y column, which is the productivity in hours. Here again, I'll see which is the highest productivity hours is 60, which is first rank, then 50, second rank, then we'll go 40, which is the third rank. Then after that, the value is 30 here, 30 here, and again 30 here. So there are basically 3 values, which is I have already assigned the rank up to 3. So my next rank will be 4, 5, and 6. I'll take the average of these 3 ranks, 4 plus 5 plus 6 by 3. Therefore, my rank will come as 5. And I have to assign all these 30 marks or all these 30 hours as 5th rank. Now, how many values I have adjusted? I have adjusted the values as 3. Okay. Now, I have assigned till 6th rank. Now, what is the next value? Next value, let's just clean it up. So, I have already adjusted the rank up to 6th rank. Therefore, the next value is 20, which will be my 7th rank. Then there is a 8th rank will be 10. So therefore, the 8 values I have given the rank. Now I'll calculate the value of D. D is the difference between rank 1 and rank 2. So 2 minus 8 is minus 6. 7 minus 3 is 4. 5.5 minus 5, 0.5. I have calculated the difference. I have squared it. So after this is quite similar to the previous method. And I have got the summation of D square is equals to 81.50. And I have made 2 times the adjustment. Let's see how I am applying the formula. Therefore, the formula is 1 minus 6 sigma D square divided by n cube minus n. This part is no change. Only thing here we are adjusting the formula by the correction factor. So let's just understand how we are doing the correction factor. That will be 1 minus 6. Sigma D square is 81.5 plus 1 by 12. One time I have done 2 adjustments. So 2 cube minus 2. Let me just write down here so that you will be able to clearly understand. Let's just write here 1 minus 6 everything. The sigma D square is 81.5 plus m cube, which is 2 cube minus 2 divided by 12, plus one time I adjusted 3 values, so 3 cube minus 3 divided by 12. I have to add all these values and then entire thing divided by n cube minus n. N is our 8. 8 cube minus 8. 8 cube minus 8. So once I calculate all these values, it is equals to 1 minus 6, 81.5 plus 2 cube is 8 minus 2 by 6, which is 0.5. And then I'll get 3 cube is equals to 27 minus 3, 24 by 12, which is 2. And entire thing divided by 504. 8 cube minus 8 is 504. The top will also come after calculating 504. So 1 minus 504 by 504, which is coming as 0. Therefore, we can conclude that these two variables x and y, they are not having any relationship between, any rank correlation between each other. So there is no correlation. So with this, I have finished all the discussions related to correlations. Let's just have a quick look what are the things I have discussed. But before going that, rank correlation, just to give a summary of that. Rank correlation is very easy to calculate and understand compared to Pearson correlation coefficient. You might have observed in my previous video, the formulas are quite big, where here it is quite easy. Ranks are based on the characteristics. So you have to use this method only when the data are qualitative in nature. So from the beginning, we have started with our definition, what is correlation and what are the types of correlation, what are the usage of correlation. Just to remind you, correlation is basically used for the next level of analysis, which is to predict a value. That's a predictive analysis. Mostly it is used in regression. There are two types of correlation measurement. One is Pearson correlation coefficient and one is Spearman rank correlation. In my next video, I'll be discussing about the regression in details. So that's all. Thank you.